Oh, would you look at that? It's exactly 12:21 on the clock. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this. I had to hit the go live button before I chickened out. Honestly, I felt like chickening out. And just before the live, I kept hearing ants in the pants. You got ants in your pants. And so there was a last minute change. I had to be standing up. There's no way I could sit today. So a very warm welcome to you. Welcome to this live. My name is lisalyle. This is my growing family, I hope, here on YouTube, here in service to support the manifestation of the greatest and highest good of you in this lifetime. So, with all that being said, there is a lot I don't know if there's a lot to talk about. There's certainly a lot going on. There's a lot of energetics at play, and perhaps you're feeling a little antsy today, which is why you've landed on this on this message. And so let's settle into our connection here. We need more smoke. You'll notice the title of this connection is the quickening. Are you feeling it in your experience? Like at this time, it is August the 11th of 2025. And at this time, I'd like to ask that I'm a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, loving and kind, with the intention of supporting us in our breakthroughs, break-frees in this lifetime, to live the dream via the pathway of our very own calm central nervous system. So, how's it going? How are you doing? We last connected Saturday night. Again, thank you to everyone who was here live on Saturday night. I had so much fun sharing with all of you. And I trust that whether you were here for the live or not, if you go back and check it out, it was 3.5 hours long. There will be something there for you. And this is it. We're human beings, right? You and I, we're humans, HUE. We're here on Mother Earth. And we're at various ages and stages of our human development. And yet the truth is that we're all here really in service to our spiritual development, to awaken to our spiritual nature. And this awakening takes us on a journey into our very own skin, into our very own experience of living as an eternal soul in a human living and breathing. And there is a quickening. It feels as if in recent days, in fact, this whole Gregorian year, and maybe it's just, when I was younger, when I was a child, it seemed like time stood still and time was slow. And I guess maybe just the older we get, we notice the quickening, but it feels different this year, honestly. There is a quickening, and if we have been doing the listening within, if we have been showing up for ourselves, the human in skin, connecting with the soul that lives within, this quickening is really, it's huge. We have freed ourselves from a very long standing, in fact, the entirety of this lifetime, a karmic chain is what I just heard. So are you feeling that? Is any of this making sense? If it is, hit the thumbs up. Let me know. Comment if nobody's here during the live. So comment down below. Let me know. Are you feeling this as well? And what I'm really feeling is, if we've been doing the work, if we've been giving ourselves the space, the grace, the love that we deserve, that we have always deserved, then what you may be finding is like the ants in the pants, if you will, is this getting comfortable with the new version. You've never been this version of yourself before. Oh, I think of an old Conway Twitty song there. It just popped in. We're not going there. But, you know, we've never come, I will go there. We've never been this far before. And so can we be gentle with ourselves? And I find, yes. And I've been finding so much spiritual support around us. And that can be overwhelming too, because we're humans. We're here in the human experience, and we got to go out there in the world. And yeah, we all have our crews. I know I got my crew, but they're like all up in the fields. And again, if we have been doing the inner work, then we have been likely presented in recent days, weeks, months, opportunities to heal completely. And that is a frightening proposition too, because if we've been carrying the wound since the earliest of days, since childhood, as a result of, you know, our birth into this lineage, this lifetime, then that can be a little not confronting, disconcerting to honor the truth we have always known was true for us, and perhaps was true also for the people and situations in our life as well. And so this whole year has been like a homecoming. The homecoming is home to us. And there's a whole new, it's like at this time, our souls are truly coming back online. And I observed myself the other day, someone commented. So someone I don't really know, and it was a male, it was a man, commented, hey, you know, we said hi. And it's somebody at work. Okay. So like we've said hi and stuff before, had like small conversations. And the other day, one day last week, I walked in and hadn't seen him in a while and said hi. And he said hi. And he's like, of course, he comments on, oh, you're looking good or whatever. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And then he's like, don't lose any more weight. I was like, what the heck? Like, don't lose any more weight? Who is this person to talk to me about, like, honestly, even about how I look? And so I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I'm not like losing weight or whatever. And then I observed, so we finished that engagement, but I was thinking about that, right? Because I'm like, who the heck? I said to my girlfriend, like, can you believe this guy, like, commenting like that to me? So anywho, I carried on. And then yesterday I had a really interesting experience on the way to work. And we won't go into the nitty gritty of it, but at the end of the day, I was guided to look at my arms. Like I have been guided. I've always been very critical and very conscious of the body, the vessel, right? And from a young age, you know, again, projections from others that felt certain ways about the physicality of Lisa, I guess. And anyways, I don't know if this is making any sense. So what I have come to observe, so I stood on the scale the other day and I have lost probably 5 more pounds. And in the last couple of years, last few years, many of you will have noticed I've lost probably in and around 40 to 50 pounds. Naturally, like I didn't go out of my way to lose the weight. I'm fitting into clothes that, like, my closet's got you know, antiques, relics in my closet from like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So I'm like fitting into clothes that were mine, like that have been mine. So I'm not like, it's not unhealthy. And what I was guided to observe in my body, myself, and particularly my arms, I've always, for the most part, when I'm in a healthy state of mind and everything, I've been, you know, a lean woman. And But I've always, even lean, I've always had a lot of cellulite on my body, even from the time I was a teenager. And when I looked into that years and years ago, cellulite is like self hate, shame, guilt. And I was a lean young woman, and I had lots of cellulite on the sides of my legs and, the arms and stuff like that. And so I always used to call myself a skinny or a little chubby person, right? Like, because you only think of cellulite on people that are larger, perhaps, than someone like me. And in recent days, I've noticed that is like gone. And I realized yesterday, I got the message on the way to work is, Lisa, you no longer hate yourself. You're simply, you're simply once again returning to the essence of the soul you have always been. And, there's been a few opportunities in my life to be in spaces with, like, say, in partnership or whatever, that have been very supportive of Lisa. And yet Lisa still had a lot of growing up to do. You couldn't have told me that back then. And yet this year, this universal 9 year after, the 8 year of 2024, and on the approach to 2026, which is this 10, right? This new beginning, the wheel has turned, and the wheel has already turned. The wheel has already turned. If you've been showing up for yourself, if you've been loving on yourself, the evidence is clear. Go look in the mirror. And do not allow yourself to, because when that person made that comment to me, I got all up in, first of all, I was like, okay, I didn't know that we were on that, that we were in a place where you could comment on me physically. Anyways, do not, and that's what it feels like at this time, do not allow yourself to take on what is being projected at you from others. Look at everything as an opportunity to heal more deeply within you. Another thing that came to mind the other day, as many of you will know, I'm on the edge of 55. And where was I going with that? Yes, that's where you were going, Lisa. So we know that the chakras have 7 years of development in this lifetime. So by the age of 49, we reach our crown chakra, and then we go back to the root. And so we're back at the root from 49 to 56. And I find this very, very interesting, especially in recent days with the recent unfolding of opportunities for deeper healing for me, the vessel, the one here in service to God, creator, source, for the greatest and highest good of all of us. And the ones here who acknowledge and know that you have a mission, all of you here, you wouldn't be connecting with me if you were not a seeker, knowing that there's more to all of this and that you're the key. So back here in the root, I am for another year. And this is what is coming up. The recent week has brought even deeper layer of healing, core healing, truly. And it's almost like from the very beginning, those of us who are here as the vessel of light, the children of God, the children here in service to the eternal soul that beats as our heart, we've always been here on this mission. And it's almost like from the very beginning, there was interference in the child, you and I, to go out there and do. So there was all these things that took place and happened along the way that shut the child down in some way, shape, or form. And for many of us, we've carried these patterns throughout life till today. And so we, regardless of what it was that transpired, we're still the sacred child. We still are the ones here presently and eternally connected to source. And there's a whole legion encouraging us on to get out there and sing our soul song, to get out there and use our voice. And the messages you bring may not be the messages people want to hear. And, I'm sure we have all found that in our experience throughout life, especially those of us who are spiritual seekers, right? We're wise. We do the work. Every time we heal, more wisdom naturally flows from within us, the wellspring of source. And we have to put down our swords, I just heard, put down our swords and go for more. And even though people may not like what you're saying, if they, if you are speaking truth, if you are speaking from your heart space, if you are sharing from this space in loving and compassionate ways, it's not really, everyone can take things as they want to. And it's really a reflection of that human's soul awakening, really. It has nothing to do with us. So is any of that making sense? I don't know if any of this is making sense. I don't know where I'm going with this. Like I said, I had to hit live or I was gonna chicken out. So I kept thinking, like, Monday, angel messages. That's normally what we do here. And the big message that's coming through. So remember, if you were here Saturday for the live, we were talking about the pineal gland. Imagine we walked out in the world like this, but this is like literally what our pineal gland is supposed to look like. And yet it can't open up when it's calcified, right? So this is, I don't know. This is about our continued awakening. And if we think we have no space to grow, let me break it to you gently. You do. There's a lot of space to grow. And take it from one who thought that, she was like, not that I really thought, but, I am aware of who I am. I am aware of my spiritual understanding, and I'm also aware of my human responsibility. And so, I've faltered along the way, as we do. And then you get back up. It's like hop, skip, and jump, track and field day. I loved the hop, skip, and jump. It was a little challenging. But, once you got your footing and figured it out, you could go places with that, and then if you're, don't fall back, go forward. And that's funny, actually, that they said that, don't fall back, fall forward. And this is where we're at, right? There's no going back. And I would suspect, I'm not a fortune teller. I would suspect, though, that if you go back, there's going to be a lot more of what you've already experienced. And that may, I heard, jack up, amp up as well, right? Like this quickening energy saying yes, this spiritual energy that's saying go for it. You can do it. Shut those doors. No more. Going back, no more. Because we have shown up for ourselves. We love ourselves. We don't hate ourselves anymore. We're no longer here to, we've cleared so much that we can just simply go out in the world and be the child that adores life, that adores themselves when they look in the mirror, that can perhaps inspire another dear child to remove another layer of garbage that, they're here to release and let go of, so we can move more quickly into the awakening, the following our intuition, going for it. And so I guess what I was trying to say with that is that Monday's normally like connect with the angels day. And as the last 20 minutes, as I set up the link for the live stream and stuff, there was all this native energy, this very tribal energy. It's who I am. It's always been in me. I've shared the same chant again. in the link here, and it's about happiness and prosperity. Are we able to give ourselves permission to go out there and be happiest and prosperous, to be our unique self? We're not here to please anyone else. And everyone else, like in recent days, I've had an opportunity to see how uncomfortable some are in the presence, in my presence. Some who should be incredibly comfortable, or you would think, I would think, would be incredibly comfortable with me, totally aren't. Totally aren't. And you know what? That's not my thing. That's not my issue. That's not my issue. I know what my issues are, and I know what the part I'm responsible for in all connections. And so I do my part and continue to allow myself to open my heart. And as one who has feel like I've lived pretty much from an open heart, it's evident that my heart has been shut down. And now it's opening, and I'm not going back. I'm not going back. This feels amazing. And at the same time as feeling amazing, it feels a little antsy, like ants in the pants. Yeah, I sing, dance, and I sing. I'm hype. Not that I'm hyper every day, but there is a need for me to move every day because I'm very sensitive. I'm very sensitive. I go out in the world, and it's like a magnet. And as I continue to develop and mature, it's less. People are less invasive to my energy, but it's still, we go out in the world as the vessel of light, as the lighthouse. When we come back to our spaces, our nests, our caves, our whatever, canoe, when we come back to our spaces, it's so important that we honor our intuitive nudges that say, you know what, put a song on and dance around, shake it off, move it. And that's usually what I have to do in order to help Lisa, the human, move through the world with less with more confidence in the open heart space. So left, center, or right for an interactive component to these messages. So left, center, or right, what's it going to be? And those are going to be messages from the winged wise ones, the birds. And we've got some beauties here. I've already pulled those cards, but so I was guided to this vision. What is it? Vision Quest Oracle, I believe. Vision Quest Tarot. And it was strong guidance. So I wanted to connect with the angels. And I kept hearing, what if we are the earth angels that we're here to connect with? Truly, have you ever considered that maybe you're an earth angel? Have you? I haven't really. And yet it seems to be a message coming through these days. So yeah, we're all kinds of stuff. And it's our emotional cup. So we got the 7 of bowls here. This is like play. And again, I'm not a tarot reader, so if I'm misinterpreting the card, forgive me, please. If you want true interpretations of the card, it's probably somewhere else. You'll find that. For me, 7 is the number. We've already spoken about the seven main chakras along the spine. It's a highly spiritual number. And this is speaking of coming together in the third dimensional realm, man and woman, women and children, everyone coming together and having more fun. And right now, you may not be feeling like you have a lot of connection in the third dimensional realm. And you may feel, like me, a lot of support from the spiritual realms all the time. Some of my greatest friends are in the spiritual realms, my greatest teachers, my greatest encouragement. And so you may be feeling like that too. And that can be a little bit, we want connection here in the third dimension, right? We want to find the other weirdos that like the weird that we bring. We love the weird that they bring, and we're just all weird together. It's like a love-in, if you will. Um, the Ace of Arrows, grounded and centered in our heart. We know that we may not know that we're earth angels. We certainly know that we're spiritual leaders, spiritual teachers, spiritual healers. And we only become that because we awaken to the spiritual, to the spiritual that we are in the here and now. Yeah. Awesome. That's great. Awesome. Welcome here. It's so nice to connect. And some people may call me a dreamer, or like, I've been at this channel, I think I started 13 years ago, and we're inching towards 800 subscribers. And you know what? Everything in its time, I keep hearing from my team. Sweet child, everything in its time. And for many of us, we've lived a lifetime. Like I said, I'm almost 55. And, that entirety of the experience, right from very, very early days, much of what transpired and took place in those early days has carried with me up until recent days, where Lisa, the sweet child, was gifted and presented with opportunities to heal more deeply, or to heal the deepest wound. And what is that for many of us? In some ways, look at that. I didn't even realize the sunset card came out, the death card, right? The rebirth into connection, into unity. We are the freedom horse. We have walked through the fires. And what is the deepest wound? So for all of us, the deepest wound is abandonment. From the child's perspective, it is, separation, abandonment, right? This is it. And separation from what? Source. And even when I was a little girl and there was all kinds of stuff going on in my world, what was my go-to? God, creator, source, my imaginary friends, the angels. They got me to this point, the elementals, And so I feel like I feel guided to say, so 13's my number for the divine feminine. It's the death, the transformation, the gateway, if you will, to new life. And what's the new life that we're seeking and desiring? They're saying, look at the bottom card here. Nine of Pentacles, growing together, emotional balance, emotional stability. We are between the masculine and the feminine. The pillars, the trees of life in sacred union, the dance, and I hear the joyful delight of play. For the child, you and I, who perhaps were so afraid to experience, that we never got to really experience joy and play. Those days are gone. We take responsibility for ourselves because it's our soul song that lives on. Our love song. We're here writing our love song. I'm going to try not to sing here today. Yeah, acceptance of truth. Exactly. Yeah, it always has been. I said that, what was it on Saturday night? You've had the power all along, my little pretty. Yes, we have. And we've been, I guess both as men and women, I can only speak from the feminine perspective. It's like this projection from oftentimes the masculine, although it is other women as well, towards women. It's like this idea, this objectification of the human, the vessel, the child of light, because of people's own inability to grow up, to emotionally develop and mature, to sit in that lower vibratory sacral and root chakra that's full of trauma and pain. And again, then the self-imposed wounds through our youth and then to current day, it's really empowering when we no longer are so concerned and we no longer play along, because likely along the way we played the game too, right? We were playing the game as women. Maybe we knew our impact or effect on the people around us and we worked with it. Or as men, same with guys and gals, two sides of the same coin is what I heard. So I was trying to get that to come up. Well, I understand that, Rachel. Are you new here, Rachel? Yeah. And yet we we can't just get there, right? Those of you who are here are you are well on your spiritual awakening. You're well on your, welcome, Rachel. You're well on your way, or you wouldn't have found this space. This is about us. We're no better or worse than anyone else. My little pretties, we are all in this together. And here we have the divine masculine. And as a feminine, the feminine has really been doing the inner work for 13 years or so, back to 2012 when we received the message here, right here on this channel, on the Lion's Gate, before anyone was talking about it, was the karmic slate for humanity, HUE, had been cleared. And the 13 strand DNA coming online. And so since that time, in the 13 years that have transpired, a lot of life has been lived. A lot of karmic bonds have been cleared. A lot of karma has been cleared. And we've been doing the work. And let's face it, let's be honest here, because it is about truth. We've experienced a lot of harm, and perhaps we caused it to ourselves, pain and heartache in the last 13 years as well, adding to what we had already experienced when we received the message about the clear slate. Thank you, Rachel. Thanks for subscribing. Welcome to the family. Come back Friday, Saturday night. We do live card pulls. And thanks so much for showing up today. I really like your energy. And you are indeed on the path of mastery, spiritual warrior. Look at that. I didn't even see this. Self-mastery. So we've got the divine masculine here. And the 15 card is what? The devil energy, right? Should I, shouldn't I? And again, that energy resides down in those lower chakras, sacral and root, instant gratification. I want what I want and I'm going to go for it. The feathers in the caps, the notches on the belt, the actual energy that perpetuates these karmic cycles of pain and trauma. Until one child awakens and says, no more, shut the back door and the front door too. Or no, maybe open the front door, I'm moving on through. And this is, the 2 is the high priestess. Trusting our intuition, decalcifying our pineal gland so it can open up like this beautiful big BC pine cone. That is where we begin the journey home, if you will. And 8:35, which is 8, and 15 comes to the 6, the lover's energy, the choice point, making a decision, choosing you. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? Remember, Saturday, Spirit said there's no wrong way. Just make a choice. Make a move. Don't stagnate. Get moving. Get dancing, play that song, play that chant at the beginning of this message and dance it out. Or find another one. That whole CD is phenomenal. For some reason, this is like our roots. The home that the soul knows that the human has never experienced in this particular lifetime. The home that the soul knows, yet the human has not yet experienced in this lifetime. It moves us. Spirit guides us. Let's ground this energy down through our spine, right? Through our spine, through the heart, beyond the mind, into the earth so we can shine. So left, right, or center. Here's some interactive. I love you too, Rachel. I guess I didn't even see you say I love you. I love you too. Left, right, or center. For a message just to take you out into the world today, I'm going to go and get ready to go into the world today too. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for continuing to come and visit this space. I trust that you have been guided here for great purpose in order to support you in really awakening to and manifesting the experience of a soul fulfillment, living your purpose in service to the greatest and highest good of humanity. So for those of you guided to left, I'm hearing as soon as I know the card, I know the messenger, and you may too. And this is about, again, being grounded and rooted. This is about loved ones in spirit. It's the cardinal. And every time we see a cardinal, this is a sign from the spiritual realms, a sign from your loved ones, truly people you knew in this lifetime coming in for a visit. So whoever you think of in the instant when the cardinal flies in, trust that that was a kiss from the divine, a little boost of love and encouragement, a little elbow nudge. You're doing great. You're really, really doing great. And it says, stand tall and proud. See the leadership role unfolding ahead of you. Yes, that is amazing. And so being so closely in contact with the spiritual realms, it can be tricky to navigate and negotiate. Well, we're not really here to negotiate much, actually, to navigate life in the density of the third dimension. And so this is where we may feel, we're weebles, we wobble, but we don't fall down, because when we're feeling wobbly, we either lay down, breathe, and get ourselves grounded, or we stand, root through the soles of our feet, get ourselves grounded, and breathe. Hand on the belly, hand on the heart, and just breathe. And allow ourselves to be the bridge of the heaven on earth experience, to be the bridge of the heaven on earth experience, the spiritual and the material realms. So keep going, you're growing. Let's read it again. Stand tall and proud. See the leadership role unfolding ahead of you. You have great works to do, is what I just heard. So I trust that that message resonates for you, those of you who are guided to the left. Now we're going to center. Left, center. And we have this beauty. I know who this is as well. And this messenger is from the woodpecker family. And this messenger, I believe that they nest on the ground, quite honestly. And they spend a lot of time on the ground. And I've been fortunate enough to have been visited many, many times by the flicker. And it's like, we talked about, hey, Kiki, welcome. We talked about earlier about this quickening energy, how it seems like everything's speeding up. It's almost like we've gone into like some sort of a wormhole and things are picking up. And that also speaks of the importance, if you will, of us more quickly trusting and taking action on the intuition that we're receiving, on the guidance that we're receiving. This is about following your soul path and purpose, marching to the beat of your own drum, doing it your way. And everything you do flows from a space of love. So keep being you. The message here is new rhythms are coming into your life now. You are encouraged to trust and adapt. Again, that's like this quickening energy. If we don't stabilize ourselves, and especially if you've been doing a lot of healing, like you've been clearing stuff out, so you're already feeling like the new spaciousness within the experience, and it's new. So it's, what do we do with it? We're not quite sure. we rest and we integrate and trust that, as we need, more and more will be revealed. Yet we have to settle ourselves. We have to settle ourselves. And so doing that through movement. The other day, the message was, can we move our body? Can we give our body what it needs, the movement it desires and craves? And in that process, through the movement, can we bring our mind to stillness, soul focus, purposeful, focused, purposeful, calm, because this is what our central nervous system wants. Calm. So if you were guided to write, here is your messenger. I wouldn't have known from the feather what bird this was, although I do know the bird. This is the starling. And I do believe, is it the starling that got over here from like Europe or, the United Kingdom into the Americas on boats or whatever? I think it's an invasive species here. It's either the starling or the grackle. But what I'm hearing and feeling as I'm sharing that is that the invasiveness is the thought. The invasiveness can be our thoughts about things, our thoughts about ourselves, our thoughts about all of it, why we're here. And in order to achieve optimal health, mind, body, spirit, it's important that we focus on the here and now. We focus on the body and the body in which the mind and spirit reside. And so can we rectify the two? Can we align the two? I mean, this is certainly what the entire loving universe wants for you and I, is to align the mind with the heart and go out into the world and do what we came to do. So can we do that? Or again, remember, to go back now is to set yourself on the trajectory of continuing to live in defeat and rejection of your soul's purpose, your mission. Excuse me. So let's get the message on the card. And the message is, now is the time to get out into the world and connect in authentic ways. Yes. What beautiful little messengers to come to us today. I'm also, as I'm guided to look at the flicker again, extracting the sweetness out of life. Those long beaks, they go for what they want and they get it. And it's probably a sweet little treat when they get it. And it's feeling like hummingbird vibes. And the new rhythm and cycle is joy coming in. And we may have ants in our pants because we're like, what? I've never given myself permission. Nobody gave me permission to come out in the world and just be joyful, being myself. Because everybody now, everyone's operating from a space of their own wounds for the most part. I don't know. What do you think? Perhaps we need to think a little less and feel a little more and allow the heart to open more, open our front door to love once more. With that being said, I'm out of here and I will see you back here tomorrow at 12:21 for Tea Time Tuesdays. Until then, everyone, I trust something here has resonated. Please do let me know in the comments. Witness 222, Rachel, welcome. Rachel's new to the fam. And Kiki, thank you all so much for being here and engaging in the live stream. I see you. I feel you. I love you. I trust that something here has felt uplifting, supportive, and inspiring for you. Until next time out there. Until next time, everyone, go out there and be who you came to be. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.